We're here with Coach Clark, Lycoming Warriors head football coach. Coach, after two 8-2 seasons, what are your expectations for the team this year?
Well, I think that the expectation, Joe, is always going to be for us to continue to compete for and challenge for the league championship. When you go back to 2011, Delaware Valley scored late to beat us, which had we won that game, we would have been co-champions. A year ago, Widener scores late to beat us by 5. And win the championship. So we've gone from 2 league losses and a 7-point differential to 1 league loss and a 5-point differential. And at this point, history around here suggests that winning the league is really what's most important. And we feel like we're certainly among a handful of teams to compete for the 2013 championship.
This year we start the season with the MAC NJAC Challenge against Brockport. Last year the MAC went 4-4 in that challenge, and we were one of the teams that had one of the 4 losses, losing 24-2. How much are you looking forward to going up to Brockport this year?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a great challenge for us, and certainly one that I hope our team is really looking forward to. As much as we want to win the conference championship, Brockport's going to be a great test for us. They're big, they're physical, they're fast and athletic, and quite honestly, they embarrassed us a year ago. They came into our place and they dominated us physically like no other team in the conference did. And so it's going to be a tremendous challenge. It's not going to be easy to go up there and win, but we're going to prepare to do everything in our power to try to beat them at their place on September 7th.
After that, talk a little bit about what you expect out of the conference this year.
I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be a challenge. Widener certainly will still be good. I think they return a lot of pieces on defense and arguably have the most dynamic player in the conference in Anthony Davis. Delaware Valley is always very, very good. Aaron Wilmer's probably the best returning quarterback in the league, and that will always give them a chance. I mean, gosh, people said they had a bad year last year, and I think they won 8 games. Del Valle will still be tough. Albright will be, will probably be very, very good defensively. Their defensive line is probably the best returning group in the conference, and they're another team that won 8 games a year ago and won an ECAC playoff game. So I think those teams will be tough, and then you throw in everybody else. Lebanon Valley is consistently good. Stevenson is getting better, right? Wilkes will be always a physically tough team. I mean, you hate to leave anybody out, but there's a reason our conference is pretty good. Even Misericordia late last year for a first-year program was very, very stingy against us, and Coach Ross there does an outstanding job. So I think the conference will be a challenge. But if I had the first 3 teams that I named, I would say were probably the 3 that I would expect to be in the hunt for the championship.
Now, defensively, we've got 2 returning all-conference linebackers, including the Conference Player of the Year. We have 1 returning defensive tackle who's all-conference, and we have 1 returning defensive back who's all-conference and all-region. Defensively, you got to feel pretty good about where we're at.
We do. I think defensively for us, Dwight is a great place to start inside. Him being a returning all-conference, all-region, preseason All-American is a great place to start. Other guys in there will have played, be it Jimmy Nottingham, be it Zach McMenamin. So we feel pretty good about the depth inside. We're going to have to solve or answer some questions at defensive end. Nato Rapallo really lessened the burden of losing an Anthony Marascio a year ago, and now is it Braden Ziner? Is it Robbie Brodish? Who are the guys that are going to step up and really perform at defensive end? But inside, Dwight and that group's a good place to start. At linebacker, we think we're pretty good. I mean, Kabongo is a very unique talent. He really covers a lot of ground. He can not only play sideline to sideline, but cover people in the passing game. Tyler DeNike is back. Kyle Sullivan is back. Jermaine Reyes and Josh Himmelberger have a chance to be very good players. So we're excited about the linebackers. And then we've got some questions in the secondary as well. Tanner's a good starting point. Ryan Mahokey has played some. Cody Flale's coming back off of surgery. But those guys, if they're 100%, are all good players. So we're going to need guys like Mike Ciotti or CJ Arantakis to have great senior years. And then we're going to have to figure a couple other pieces out as we go.
Offensively, we have a quarterback that went 8-2 last year in Tyler Jenny. We have a 1A running back in Craig Needhammer who's going to be back. But there's a lot of question marks. Wide receivers is going to be a little bit question mark after Jaron Campman left. Talk a little bit about what you see offensively.
Well, Tyler's a great place to start. Tyler, and the fact that we returned 4 offensive linemen with some experience. So that's going to give us a chance. Craig is another strong piece. But I think that anytime, if you look at our league the last couple of years, if you have a guy who's capable of being an all-conference performer at quarterback, those teams are usually pretty good. It was Widener a year ago with Chris Haupt. It was Del Val with Aaron Wilmer, and then you go back to when Albright's been good with Tanner Kelly. I mean, there certainly is a correlation between an outstanding quarterback and being able to win at a high level. So offensively, look, we're thrilled with the progress Tyler made as a sophomore, and if he continues to grow and improve, we think he could join that group of players, and we think he has the ability to win a championship. Wide receiver, there are some questions. Jaron produced big numbers a year ago, and we don't know if we'll have one guy who maybe does all of that, but between continued improvement from a Matt Atkinson, continued improvement from John Seibel, Ryan Umpleby, there's enough talent at the wide receiver position that we really think, while we may not have one player as dynamic as Jaron, hopefully collectively as a group we'll be better, and that's the hope.